Today, I'm going to run you through several scenarios to try to show you how Junxure Cloud can help your financial advisory firm run a better business while highlighting the TD Ameritrade integration with Veo there. If you'd like to turn on this integration, give you this information again later on here. You can, again, give us a call here. But to turn it on, it's a very simple process. Just give a call to our admin desk, 866-JUNXURE. Option 3 gets you to the admin desk. You can also shoot them an email to admin@junxure.com. They'll ask you to complete a ROI, a release of information form from TD Ameritrade Institutional. Once that gets authorized, we'll send you instructions on how to enable it. I know it's famous last words, but it's really easy to do. Of course, though, if you need help, tech support can walk you through the steps to do it. But it all starts with you just giving us a call at the admin desk to get that started. This is the homepage you'll see when you first log into Junxure Cloud. And right from this homepage, you can see that we're different from other CRM systems. Rather than dropping you into a list of people or a list of accounts, Junxure Cloud presents you with a functional dashboard that gives you quick access to where you need to go. Or you're a principal and you want to get to your dashboard. Or maybe you want to log right into your home screen for TD Ameritrade. It's one of our links here on the home screen. Click this link. And a lot of our integrations are going to be single sign-ons. So it takes me right over to TD Ameritrade, and I don't have to re-log in to Veo. Later on, we'll go to a particular account. We do this on an account level, but this takes me to my home screen that I would see if I logged right into Veo. Again, just trying to make it feel like it's one database. Your data is never going to be in one database in our lifetime. We want to make it feel like it's one database here. So let me go to a client record here, and I've got a record for John and Jane Smith. I'll just start typing their name here in the search box. Click this link, and their name pops open here. Now, one thing I want to not gloss over here as to what our record is. A record is a household. Now, a lot of systems out there, a record is a person. So you'd put John Smith in there, you put Jane Smith in there. And again, as I talk to firms that use other systems, I can't tell you how many times I've talked to firms that are befuddled as to how they tell someone what they've done for John and Jane together. That's what we do with our system. We household together. So I can easily see all the phone calls and all the meetings that I've had with John and Jane Smith. We found among our customers, when they think about their relationship is not with a person in particular. It's not with a particular account. It's with the household that their fiduciary duty is done with. So we've done that with our record here. We store everything about the record on these different buttons. Here's where we, on the financial tab, really start getting specific to this industry. I've got assets, insurance policies, and all the things an advisor needs to keep track of the client there. Here I've got a couple accounts in the system. Now, another way we can connect to TD Ameritrade would be through your portfolio management system. The vast majority of our customers have a system like Portfolio Center, Admin Access, Black Diamond, Orion, Allbridge, Tamarack. There's a whole slew of systems out there that TD Ameritrade and other sources of data might be feeding into. We can pull data from them, from those systems into Junxure Cloud. And this total here, that could come from TD to a portfolio management system into Junxure Cloud. That would be yesterday's closing total for each one of these accounts. Tomorrow morning, those numbers would go away, get replaced with today's closing total. So again, another way we can connect to TD data is through a portfolio management system, bringing in the previous day's closing information and actually storing that in our database. Further, if I click on one of these accounts, a minute ago I was looking at the whole household for John and Jane Smith. We saw they had a couple accounts there. Now I've drilled down to the details of one particular account. And as I scroll down here, we see we got more than just the account number. We've got it's a total. We've got the objective. We've got state of rebalancing and the model on there. I've also got a nice little TD button here. And we're never going to have this all in one database in our lifetime, I don't think. But we want to make it at least feel like it's one database. Think about how much time you spend clicking the mouse and refining a client over and over and over again in different systems. You don't want to have to go refine this client over in Veo and find this account over in Veo if you need to do something, like start a trade or look at the fee information or just see the account overview. So I click this link here, window pops open in my browser, again, just like it did on the home screen earlier, whereas on the home screen, it took me to my home screen in Veo. Since I clicked that button in a particular account, now it's taking me to the details, the account overview in this case, for that particular account inside of Veo. And that to refine it again, one mouse click from Junxure Cloud took me to the account over here in Veo. And now I can click on the other buttons. I can click on the cost basis button. I can go to see the documents. But again, notice this is account-centric. This ends in 0043. If I go back over the details, look, same account number there over here in Junxure Cloud. So one mouse click to get from Junxure Cloud over to the account overview, to the fee page, trading page. Again, one mouse click to those pages over in Veo. As we scroll down further, we've got other ways to connect to Veo. This custodial data link here. This is querying Veo as of this moment right now, 2:16 Eastern time here on the 10th. And this is showing me an overview of the account. Now, I didn't even have to go over to Veo to see it. It's right inside here in Junxure Cloud. I can see alerts. Now, we can make these alerts into actions. Next thing I'm going to show you is an action going through the system here, as we talked about earlier. But maybe this client info change, or this order field alert, or this money in alert. These are all things that often need to be done. TD calls them alerts. We call them actions in our vernacular. We can make these alerts into actions. Just click the alert there, and I can see some details about it. But then there's our Add Action button. I could add an action based on this alert. Now, I'm going to get a little more into the things that are coming at the end of the demo here as well. We're never done with these integrations. We're working closely with TD Ameritrade to expand these integrations and virtually every release here. In the next release, or later on this year, we're going to have a automation to this tool here. So rather than having to click on this link and manually click the add button here to add an action, every time, if your firm does the same thing, every time you get an order field alert or a client info change alert from TD, we can make it so it's going to automatically add that action. So that's one of the next things that is coming with this integration with TD. I can also see real-time holdings of the account, not yesterday's closing information anymore. Now I'm seeing information as of this moment right now, or a few moments ago when I clicked on that link there. I can also see transactions. And the idea here is if I'm on the phone with John and Jane Smith and they're asking me questions about this account, I don't have to take a list of questions and say I'll research that and I'll get back to you. I should have that information at my fingertips so I can answer those questions that I'm given on the phone while they're still there on the phone with me. So again, I can spend a whole hour here just going through the data on the data screen here. But I want to spend a few minutes now just bringing over another copy of Junxure Cloud here. And I'm going to log in as a different person here. And let's say it's an admin person taking a call from a client, and they want to make some notes about that phone call, and they want to assign a follow-up to the advisor to make sure that advisor calls back. So I'm going to log in as an admin person here. And once I log in, first of all, notice that user rights and roles are applied here. So we can limit access to different parts of the program. This person isn't allowed to see as much as the original person was, the advisor that was logged in a second ago. Let's say it's Jim Fowler on the phone, and we want to make some notes about that call with Jim. So I'm going to start typing Jim's name into my search box here. And by the time I get to that L, there we've got Jim and Nancy Fallon. I'll click on the link. And there we've got Jim and Nancy's record popping up here. And I can go to the different data here. I could see their accounts. I can see their documents if I want to, but let's just keep this simple and let's just record the action. So I'm going to click the Add Action button here. This will be your actions, and you can categorize your actions however you want to. You can group them together however you want to. Let's say this is a phone call action. We'll keep this first action simple. And my action information box pops open. I'm going to put my notes in here. We'll say this is account questions. We'll put a note in here saying Jim called with account questions. I'll try to spell this all right too. Needs a call back. Now, if that were it, if the assistant were just taking some notes about a phone call and nothing needed to be done to follow it up, she could close out of here right now. There would be an action on Jim and Nancy's Actions tab that said on the 10th of March, we had a phone call, and here are the notes about that call. But in this case, something does need to be done, so we need to check off this action required box. That tells Junxure Cloud that an action needs to be done here. I need to assign it to somebody. I'm going to assign this to Joe Advisor. He'll be the other person I logged back in as a second ago. I'll be logging back in as Joe here. We'll give it a priority as a high priority. I'll leave it on today for the due date. And now I'm going to save it. And now just to start proving the point here, if I go back over to the Actions tab, there we've got a list of actions. I've got an action that's due on the 10th. It's entered on the 10th. There's notes about that phone call. So the admin person's done their job. Let me change hats here again. I'm going to take away this admin person and bring back Joe Advisor here. So there's Joe's login. We're going to log in as Joe here. Logging back into the database. Here we're on the Joe Advisor on Joe's home screen. He's got 4 things to do right now. And he's also got an alert. Now, my alerts pop up every 90 seconds. We could wait a minute and a half or so for that alert to pop up. But we will have an alert that pops up on the screen here in a minute or so. I can just click on this alert there to let me know I've got the new action. So there's the action in there that I've been alerted to. I'll acknowledge that. And if I go to my list of pending actions, I think this is the most important screen we present you. This is an up-to-the-second list of things that I need to do that haven't been done yet. It might be something I've assigned myself, might be something somebody else has assigned to me, might be a recurring action, might be a single step and a multi-step workflow that I need to do, but here's what I need to do that hasn't been done yet. And that includes that action for Jim and Nancy Fallon, account questions. Casey put it in there. I'll click on that link, and here's the way the action details look in Junxure Cloud. I can see at a glance this is not done. I just got to tell Junxure Cloud, what did I do to follow this up? I got a little add action button here where I can keep adding as many actions as I want. A lot of times this doesn't get followed up with in one fell swoop. Maybe I did something today, a little bit more tomorrow. Maybe you do a little more the next day. We can keep adding notes here over and over again until we finish it. And the idea is I'll keep being able to scroll down and see all those follow-up notes in one fell swoop here in the screen. Now, in this action, I'm going to keep it simple. Just one follow-up here, but I'm going to show you a couple more actions here before we finish up that do get a little more complicated that should bring this idea home here. Again, I just need to tell Junxure Cloud, what did I do to follow this action up? In this case, I made a phone call back, so I'm going to click the phone action button again. My standard action information screen pops back open. We'll say this is client services. In the subject line, we'll say this is a follow-up. Now, this is important because that's what's going to show up in this little summary here. Again, if this goes on and on, I'll just see a little summary based on the subject line. And here, where I can put my notes, and maybe that little note box isn't enough for me. I might want to write a novel. I can go full screen here, and I can write my novel if I want to. This is rich text, so I can make it highlighted and do different fonts and sizes and whatnot. I can highlight the text. If more stuff needed to be done, I could check off this action required box and assign myself or other people more actions. If I wasn't done yet, I would just save and close this and maybe add another action later and complete it later. In this case, I'm done. We've done this. We're finished. I'm going to save this and close it and complete it. Now I can see at a glance this is done. I got this first notes to the first call in there, and then I also have my one follow-up call here as well. And again, hopefully you can imagine if this went on and on, I could just keep scrolling down and see all the follow-up notes, see who entered them, see when they entered them, see when things were done over time, and all the follow-up things that were done after that original phone call. So again, that's that second thing on my agenda, just trying to show you how a single action makes its way all the way through the system from creation to completion. If I go back to my home page now, I went back from 4 to 3 actions now. And if I go in here, I can see that here's my list of pending actions here. But you don't always want to see your pending actions. Sometimes you want to see things a little more globally. Going back to my home screen, that's the purpose of these workspaces, where I can look across my database, or I can look in different parts of the program. If I want to see all the accounts in this database, click this account link or this assets link. And instead of seeing just that one account like we saw in the beginning, we saw the one TD account and we saw the details of it, here I can see all the accounts in my system. Maybe I want to see just the accounts that are TD accounts, so I can scroll this down. I can say ones that contain TD, filter it, and now I'm seeing just my TD Ameritrade accounts. I can save that view. But I got a workspace here where I can pick and choose what fields show up with a field picker here. So if I want to show different fields here, I could show different fields. And again, this is an asset workspace, so I'm seeing asset fields. So back on my home screen, I can see opportunities for new business across my database. I can see records across my database. Again, I got another workspace here. I want to see just my records that are Joe's customers with their assets showing in that AUM column here. If I squish these down a little bit, that AUM column is going to be one that comes from TD Ameritrade data through the portfolio management system. But the point here is that this is how we show data in Junxure Cloud. You can pick and choose what fields show up, the order that they show up in. You can save different views here. If I want to see all records, I can pop back right back to that view. Now I've got all records. I can send it to an Excel spreadsheet. And again, I can easily filter and sort my different views there. Going back to my home screen, let me show you one more workspace. A second ago, I was showing you just my pending actions, just actions that haven't been done yet that are assigned to me. So a real specific filter. Now I'm showing you an action view that's across my whole database. No filters or sorts applied right now. Looking at all actions, it's actually sorting it by due date there, descending. But maybe I want to show different fields here, and I've saved some views here that I can show. Maybe I want to show pending actions grouped together by who they're assigned to. This is a great view for the office manager. They want to see everything by employee. Charlie's one of my employees. Kurt's one of my employees. Mike's one of my employees. Employee by employee, I can see everything that's pending for each one of those employees. Got another view here that I've saved that's just Joe's actions that he's entered. So these are entered by Joe Advisor, and right now they've got, 15 pending actions that Joe's put in there that haven't been done yet. Maybe I want to group them together by who they're assigned to. Drag that up there, and now I can see them grouped together by who they're assigned to. There's a lot of things that you can do to manipulate these grids, to filter, sort, and group things together to see just the data that you want to see in the order that you want to see it in. Now, going back to my home page here, if I go back to my list of pending actions, let me get a little more into the multi-step workflows here. Now, a second ago, I showed you just one ad hoc action that got completed there. Going back to my list of pending actions, I've got an action that's in the middle of a workflow. Here I need to verify some forms that have been received. I'm going to click on this link here, and that's a triggered step. Somebody had to send the forms off to the custodian before I had to verify that they got there. And I could see at a glance that this one step's not done, but it's part of a multi-step workflow where some steps are finished, some steps aren't finished. This step's not even in the system yet. If I click on this link here, I can see there's all the steps that need to be done. I can see there's the step in its context that I just saw by itself. Now I can see it with all the other steps in there. But if I'm on the phone with George and Sally Andrews here, and they're asking what's going on with this new account transferring in, I can see it's not done. I can see Mike's done his step and Winston has done his step, but I can see exactly what's going on with this workflow and what needs to be done, all the different people that are working on it, again, while the client's on the phone with me. I don't have to have a meeting with all these folks to figure out where we are in the process of this new account being transferred in. Another thing I want you to notice is that this time I got to this list of pending actions and actions from one pending action assigned to me, and then I expanded it out to the whole workflow. I could have gone to George and Sally's Actions tab and seen these actions from that record as well. Or let me show you one more view here. I got a little drop-down box, and I can go to this workflow management area here. I'm going to go back to the main menu. Got a little drop-down menu there. And I got a workflow monitor. Here's where I can look at workflows across the whole business. So if I'm having that Monday meeting, I'm trying to figure out what's going on with all the new accounts transferring in, I can see all in one place here. All those new accounts transferring in. Got one for Rick and Lori, one for Drew and Lauren, one for Reggie and Carol. If I want to see what's going on with this one for Rick and Lori, I can see that several steps have been done, got a couple steps that are pending, a couple steps that aren't even in the system because they're waiting for previous steps to be done. If I want to see more details about this, just click on the link there, window pops open in my browser, and it takes me right to the steps in that particular workflow there. So there I can see exactly what's going on. Look for this paperwork when Winston had to send it off. He didn't get it done right away. He had to wait for a cover sheet and wait for something more. And then still got, I can see all the notes about what happened before that paperwork got sent off. And you can good details where you can see things at a glance here. Now, last thing I want to show you is the expert. And it's the best help you've ever seen. It's actually going to guide you through things. Click on this little link here, and I got lots of help topics in here. These are based on things that tech support gets asked a lot that really aren't technical things. They're quick how-tos. And I like to use the example here of sending an email to a group of people. That's my link there. Doesn't matter what screen I'm on. Right now I'm looking at the workflow monitor. Click on this link here. It tells me right to go from where I am. Start with that little drop-down menu. Click on the records link. If I'm going to send an email to a group of people, the first thing I need to do is get that group of people together. I got to do a search in my database. Click on this link here. Here's how I can search my database. I'm going to do a quick search for today's demo, but we'll be happy to demo some of our more advanced searches later on where I can say, I want clients who hold IBM but not Apple and are Group A clients. And I can get a really specific list of things together. Let's say I want clients that get my newsletter for this one. And I'll apply the results. It filters my list down, and then I just got to select my list here. Now I can check them off one at a time if I wanted to, or we can just click the little select all button. Next, it tells me to click the correspond link here. Now, we can make letters and emails. Today for the demo, I'm going to just get to the email area, but we can make a printed letter as well. And we know this industry. We know that when you send a letter to more than one person, it's advertising. You got to make a list and a copy. We do that automatically with our system. We're built just for advisors. It's not just about having data fields in the system to be for advisors. It's about having the functions and the reports and the automation built into the system there. Click on the email link. It's going to give me a couple of steps here to go through. And one step here is to click on my template. Click on my template. It's telling me, look at my template here. There's the merge fields. Now, I know we're running out of time here. I could go through all this. This would send a separate email to each recipient and would go right through your Exchange server, or we can also use a Gmail account to send those emails. But again, it's the best help tool that I've ever seen that really takes you step by step through different things and it either teaches you how to do it for the first time, reminds you how to do something that you forgot how to do because you haven't done it in 6 months, but it's really going to help you learn the system and get the most out of it. Let me finish up here by, again, reminding you that if you want to set up the TD Ameritrade integration, just call our admin desk at 866-JUNXURE. Option 3 takes you to the admin desk, or you can shoot an email to admin@junxure.com. They'll ask you to complete that release of information form. Once TD authorizes that filled out form, we'll send you the instructions on how to enable it. And again, tech support can help you. Need help with that. What's next with the TD Ameritrade integration? I already mentioned one thing, and that's we're going to automatically be creating those actions based on the alerts. And this could be an action or it could kick off a workflow. Maybe it's a multi-step workflow that needs to happen based on an alert. We'll be able to click those off automatically. That's coming in the middle of this year. We're also going to be integrating with TD Ameritrade's great new Veo One system. They've been beta testing it and showing it a little bit at their conference. It looks great. And it's, again, coming back towards that platform where you're never going to live in one system. It's never going to all be in one database, but giving you quick access to where you need to go. And we're going to be part of that Veo One integration. Talk to the folks over there. I'm sure they'll be happy to give you more information about that. I'm going to pop up this phone number and email address as I go over a couple questions here. We did have there's like 50 questions in here, and I can't get to all these. We'll do a really good job of looking at who's asked these questions and proactively get back with you. If you want to just shoot us an email or give us a call, we'll be happy to do that. But I'll take the first couple ones here. First one is, when will Junxure Cloud do what Junxure does in my office? I love what people call the on-premise or desktop version of Junxure. I'll tell you, Junxure Cloud, I'd say, does what Junxure on-premise does right now. It stores your data. It integrates with other systems. It tracks your workflows. It gives you the workspaces to look at your actions. I'd say our integrations are starting to get better with other cloud-based systems, especially than they are with the desktop system. So if you're waiting for Junxure Cloud to be on par or ready, it is ready right now, and we'll be more than happy to show you that here. Just give us a call or shoot us an email. Next question is, how do I upgrade from Junxure Desktop? Very easy to do. There's no charge for that. Just give us a call. We'll want to make sure your data is ready to go over, that we don't have any fields that aren't there yet. It's very rare that somebody has a field in Junxure Cloud that's in Junxure that's not in Junxure Cloud yet. We just want to make sure that we don't have to build a field or whatever. So we'll take a look at that. And then we just run it through a program. It makes it into Junxure Cloud database overnight. The first try, it's to make sure you're getting ready and you're comfortable with the environment. You don't go live on the first try. You keep using Junxure. When we migrate it the first time, there'll be a point usually about 2 weeks later when you say, we're ready to go live. We'll get another copy of your Junxure data, run it through that program one more time overnight. Next business day, you come in and start using Junxure Cloud in real life without any gap between the two programs, and on a day when you're ready to go live. Again, no charge for that migration for current Junxure customers to get their desktop data, the on-premise data, out to Junxure Cloud. All right, I know I'm a couple minutes over here, but I'll take one more question. It says, what about integrating with the other systems like Schwab or DST or TD or Pershing? We do have integrations with Schwab available right now. We're working with Fidelity and Pershing. We'll probably never have integrations with systems like DST in our system, but we are working with other custodians, and I think that's another major part of our system, is that a lot of our customers have multiple custodians. You don't have to pick which custodian you're going to integrate with. We have multiple integrations with our system there. I really appreciate everybody's time. I'm over by a couple minutes here, and again, there's a lot of questions we'll be happy to get to. Just give us a call or shoot us an email, or we'll proactively follow up with you. But we really appreciate your time, and we really want to get a chance to show you in more detail about how Junxure Cloud can help your firm